As a man, I feel like we need to be challenged on every level, mentally, physically, with your health, spiritually, and actually thriving and working to accomplish something and just working hard for it. And I feel like as an OTR driver, I don't get this opportunity to do that. What up, YouTube? Oh my God, it's been a while that I haven't recorded and I haven't done this, but it's a reason behind all that. First reason was I got sick. That's why I was absent on social media for a minute, because I had to think and see where's my life is going and reassess things and stuff like that, which is what the video is about. That video today is simply about how do you feel as far as your health, your career, the things you want to accomplish, the things you have told yourself you were going to accomplish at the beginning of the year. Where are you with it? And that's what I had to go through when I got sick. Lindsay and I had to do a lot of thinking because we're tired of being on the road. This is not new information. Every single one of us, when we start the year, we feel like this year is gonna be our year. And you tell yourself plans that you're going to do, you tell yourself things that you want to accomplish, and you are very determined. You are very encouraged, very pumped, very excited, and you believe that you're gonna reach this goal that you're telling yourself, right? Then throughout the process, things happen and you don't reach those goals. Why? I don't know. Don't ask me, but this is the life of a human being. We all have goals. We all want to reach things. We all want to do things, but for some reason, through the process of reaching the things we want, we don't. With that being said, Lindsay and I set some goals for ourselves a couple years ago, and we always found ourselves not following the goal properly, right? And reason why we always had to stay on the road to make more money, because we couldn't think of anywhere else give us the money that trucking given to us. So we definitely extended our time on the road longer. If you remember, maybe 2 years ago, we let our apartment go, and we said we were gonna save a lot of money and stuff like that. We made a lot of money, but we didn't save as much because we were just burning the money and everything. So I'm saying all this to say that we didn't follow through with the plans that we had 2 years ago. Until when did we really start focus on that plan?
3 months ago.
3 months ago? Okay. So we didn't really focus and actually execute on the plan as we should until 3 months ago. And now, 3 months ago that we started doing that, I can guarantee you that we going to leave trucking at the end of this year. I should have been off the road long time ago, long time ago. But I wasn't, because the lack of staying consistent and the lack of discipline. So it kept me on the road a little longer, which I hate myself for it. But when I got sick, I said, you know what? Something has to change. We had to take this seriously. You got the list of my thing? All right, let's start with ground mustard. Okay, here you go. I need this piece. This thing right here is so good. I prefer this over sriracha 100 million times. This piece right here, this hot sauce, much better, more hot. It's more spicy than sriracha. Sriracha doesn't even taste like it used to anymore. I feel like it's much sweeter and totally different. But anyway, back to our conversation. As I was telling you guys, we haven't followed the plan until 3 months ago. I can't blame nobody but me. A lot of people like to say, I blame myself, but I literally am blaming myself because I see the benefit of actually following your plan. when you see the benefit of actually following your plan, you see the fruit of your labor, of your hard work, of your discipline, you ask yourself, why I couldn't just stay focused? Why I couldn't just do it? You start telling yourself, why I had so many excuses to not following their dream, following their plan. And this is how I feel. And that's why I'm saying to you that I feel really bad about this, because now that I'm following this plan and it's only been 3 months, I see the benefit. I see the reward. I see the success. I see everything. And I'm blaming myself for this. If you remember, at the beginning of the year, I've made few videos and I said, I am living trucking, I am living trucking. I didn't have all the things that I need for me to live trucking, but I was speaking to existence, I guess, until 3 months ago. And I'm like, wow, now that I'm actually doing these things that I'm saying, I can literally say to myself, we are living trucking at the end of this year, because I am putting the work. I can see the reward and I'm not backing away from it. Saying all just to say that little time that I had of being sick, and the reason why I stopped recording, because I wanted to focus. And I told myself that at the end of this year, when I go back in town and find a job locally that I can be at home every single day, I would turn myself into something that I've always felt like is necessary to do so as a man. Let me summarize by saying that I had a little moment of reflection to think of what I need to do with my life, and I need to focus. The reason why I wasn't posting, and I had to take this moment seriously to making sure that I am on the path of actually quitting by the end of this year. Now that I am on that path and it's looking pretty decent, pretty nice, I wanted to make this video to make this announcement. This probably will be my last video. Probably not, but I am not gonna post like I once was until the end of this year, okay? For some reason, when I got sick, Lindsay and I looked at each other and we were like, okay, something has to change. We have to do something. We be saying leaving trucking, but we really not executing on the things that we say to ourselves. So a lot of time when you regrouping and trying to keep the main thing, you cannot focus on two things at once. You know, at some point when I was focusing on recording, social media, and I wasn't making as much money trucking. And when I focus on trucking and trying to make as much money, I'm not recording as much. And I get frustrated, and I get irritated, I get upset, because I'm thinking why I'm not able to do all these two, three things at once. Well, the answer of that is because we don't have the same schedule every week or even every day. You know, our schedules always varies, it's always changing. Always, like, some days you wake up early, some days you're gonna wake up throughout the night. That's how it goes in trucking. It was really tough. At the end of the day, it's not an excuse, but it was really tough for me to stay consistent and stay focused and do these two things and more while I'm trucking. What I'm doing is to focus on the main thing. And the main thing for me right now is to make as much money, save as much. How we making money in the truck industry? You got to drive. If you had to be a little bit insane with your driving, you have to, so you can make the most money. I'm projecting myself to work until December 22nd. December 22nd should be my last day over the road. But we're gonna go and check in the hotel. We're gonna drop the trailer real quick, then we're gonna hit the hotel and we're gonna talk more. All right, let's go. Now, going inside, you know, one of the things that I hate coming to a hotel, I always feel like I'm carrying way more than I should. For some reason, every time I come to a hotel, a lot of time when we stay in a hotel on the road, we just stay there for a day. I got a backpack I get this. That little bag you see me carrying is to cook. So I always feel like we're always carrying way more than we actually should. And I hate it. Let me open this door. Nobody opened the main door. I gotta open my own door. And my girl is standing right there. Can you help me? Dang, see, she cannot think when the man's standing. If that was her, I would have think for her. All right, let's go.
I'm coming, right?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. This is the room. Wow, that's like a whole living room right here. The whole camera. That's the shower, just decent. But I like the room. Hopefully the bed is comfy. And they got a whole, see, this is another bag. So we got one bag, two, and three. For some reason, I feel like I'm gonna end the vlog here. I see you guys on the next one. If you haven't started on your promise, it's the time for you to start because we are in the middle of the year. You got 5 more months. Get on it because I need to get on mine. I see you on the next one. I'm out. Peace.